Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 9 of the Neon Dev Bootcamp. First of all, if you've come this far, congrats. But the job's not done yet, and that's why we're here today. So, in these final two modules, we're going beyond the coding part and addressing some essential that can truly make or break your project launch. Today's focus is going to be how to find product market fit, and we're going to address this topic from the perspective of a Web3 project that still has to launch. Let's get started. GM, I'm Ginevra. I'm part of the marketing team at Neon, and in the past few years, I've been collaborating with projects across Ethereum and Solana. You can find me on X, so let's connect. And I hope that this session can be useful for all of you. Let's see today's plan. We're going to break down what is product market fit, how to see if you're close to it, and how to treat it as a metric, meaning something that you can actually track and improve over time. Let's go. So, the not so obvious question: why should you care about product market fit as a developer? Because building something that works is not enough. You want to make sure that you're spending your time building something that can actually bring an added value for people in the market. And this is basically what separates a GitHub repo from building a real product. This is why you should focus on product market fit from the very beginning of your journey. Now, let's see, what do we mean by product market fit? Let's debunk some myth. In this slide, I said product market fit is like finding your soulmate. It just clicks. I know it might sound a little bit romantic, but I really think that thinking it this way can help you truly identify the real product market fit. So let's see, how does it look like? Users generally love your product, meaning they're using it, they are giving honest feedback, they're telling other people without being incentivized. On the other hand, everyone loves to see hype surrounding a launch. Maybe see KOLs or important accounts tweeting about your dev. But at the end of the day, if all of this isn't sustained by something tangible and meaningful, you won't be able to retain any of this success. Finally, let's consider that product market fit is something that evolves over time, so it should not be considered as a one time achievement. And now we get to the interesting part: how to find product market fit. It all starts with asking the right questions. What problem are you solving? Who has this problem? How big is the market you're targeting? Are you building something new, or are you improving an existing product? And finally, what makes you different? Meaning your unique selling proposition. I know this question may sound like something obvious, but I can assure they're not. So, if you're already building something, try to apply these questions to your depth, and you'll see that it's more difficult than it sounds. Answering those questions is a fundamental step, and it should allow you to identify your product, know your audience, know the positioning, meaning where you are in the market that you're targeting, and finally finding your niche and build for it. So talk to people, and if you ask the right questions and the problem is there, you're going to get insights. Now, one fair question that could emerge here is how do I test product market fit? How do I catch this information if my project is still to be launched? Well, you don't need the actual users. Try to ask this question to people that might be interested in what you're building. Even if product market fit is more or less like finding your soulmate, it's not magic. It's a metric. And this means that you can build, measure, and optimize it, just like you do with code. So we can see it as a process, and now we are breaking down the 4 key steps that you need to follow to nail it. Step 1: survey. So let's suppose that you have a first MVP, a prototype. Don't wait for your project to be perfect, but start showing it to people, because this is the only way to gain actionable feedback. Once again, it all comes back to asking questions, but you want to make sure to do it with method. A key question to ask is: how would you feel if you could no longer use this product? If anyone would be very disappointed, these are your power users. And that's where you need to focus. Don't build for everyone, build with purpose. And segment. So once you have identified your power users, you have to study them, building a true identity kit that defines them not only as users but as people. So who are them? What are their desires, their fears, their goals? And finally, why does your product matters for them? Let the data paint the picture and do not start from assumption. According to Sean Ellis, if more than 40% of the surveyed would be very disappointed without your product, this signals a strong product market fit. If you're not there yet, you need to once again come back to the research part. Step 3, build and improve. So once you have all this information about your product, your positioning, your audience, the goal here is to double down on the feature and on the things that make your product loved by your power users, but also to unblock users that are almost there. So maybe that they didn't answer very disappointed, but somewhat disappointed. This can also be included in your focus. And the final step, track product market fit over time. We've already said this. So, product market fit is not something that you achieve once and you're golden. You have to continuously keep serving users and gain insight because the context is constantly changing. And this is especially true in Web3, which is a very fast paced environment. So, new users will bring new expectation. More usage on your app will probably result in more friction. You need to apply a dynamic approach. Think of it as the staircases of Hogwarts. So, some tips to make sure to handle this process right. Try not to survey the same users. You want to gain fresh ideas, fresh takes on your project. And let the real signal shape your roadmap. So ignore the noise. You're not building for everyone, once again. All right, so I think we can wrap up with a short recap. Here's your product market fit checklist. Know your product and why you're building it. Do your own research. Spend time in research. Research is the most important part of your journey. Know your audience, talk with people, find the right channels, and then build the features. Don't start from assumption. Find the right signal, so choose your audience wisely based on data and ignore the noise. Build with purpose, so act based on the insight that you collected. Track and repeat over time. One last reminder, don't be afraid to start small. The only way to scale things up is to start from things that don't. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for sticking through. And yeah, now go build something that people would actually miss. If you have any question, feel free to reach us out and we'll see you in our Discord. Ciao!